Hey guys, welcome back to Obsessed with Videos for another update. This time it's a cinema ticket update, and I've got 8 cinema tickets to show in this update. Some of which are, half of which, so 4 of them, are actually the first tickets that I've got from the newly opened View Cinema in Escape Castleford. Which, as I mentioned, the last update I did back in August was probably going to be the final one before Viewing Castleford opens, and it turns out it was, as this one is the first one to feature cinema tickets from View Castleford, which we'll get into a little bit later. And even though it's been a nice time finally having the View Castleford opening, and unfortunately something has happened during this period, and though it has nothing to do with the Viewing Castleford, it's still been bad news for me. My hard drive broke a couple of weeks ago, and I've been having to restore some stuff from it, and I've lost a bit of data from it too. So I'm trying to do what I can to store stuff onto, cloud-based storage, like iCloud and stuff. Although I've just been doing it little bits at a time, and I haven't done it all at once, but hopefully I'll be able to recreate more and more of that data over time. It's just been a bit of a setback over the past few weeks, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that me going to the cinema has stopped. Oh no. I've continued to go to the cinema throughout these past few weeks and throughout the end of August to the start of September, because that situation with the hard drive happened, I think, a few weeks ago. I think it was on September 6th, so over 2 weeks ago that I was hit by that catastrophe. But with all that said, I've got some cinema tickets to show in this update, obviously. Half of them are from View, with a few tickets from Showcase and Cineworld thrown in there. Starting with this Showcase Cinema Deluxe ticket for The Life of Chuck, which is rated 15. I saw this at Showcase Cinema Deluxe in Leeds on August 26, 2025 at 11:40 AM, and I was in Screen 6, Row E and Seat 10. And the next one I've got to show is the very first ticket that I've got from Viewing Castleford. And the first film overall that I saw there is Materialists, which is rated 15. I saw this at Viewing Castleford on its opening day on August 28th, 2025 at 15:40 or 3:40 PM. And I was in Screen 12 and I was in Row F and Seat 8. Next ticket I've got to show is Eddington, which is a Cineworld Leeds ticket. The film is rated 15, but because this is a Cineworld Leeds ticket, it doesn't show the rating on them for some reason, which I don't know why. Maybe the way they do their tickets, print their tickets off, is different to some of the other Cineworld chains, like the Cineworld in Wakefield, the Cineworld in Sheffield, and formerly the Cineworld in Castleford. Obviously, I saw this film at Cineworld in Leeds, as I just mentioned, but I saw it on September 2nd, 2025 at 4 PM, and I was in Screen 3, and I was in Row H and Seat 18. Next one is another Showcase ticket, which is the Toxic Avenger, the new version that stars Peter Dinklage and Jacob Tremblay and Elijah Wood. The film is rated 18. I saw this at Showcase Cinema Deluxe in Leeds on September 3rd, 2025 at 7:40 PM, and I was in Screen 1, Row D and Seat 5. The next few tickets I'm going to be showing are all tickets from Viewing Castleford, although the last one that I'll be showing in this update won't be. And the next ticket that I've got to show is Caught Stealing, the recent film directed by Darren Aronofsky, the director of films like The Fountain, Requiem for a Dream, The Whale, and Black Swan, to name a few. The film is rated 15. I saw it at View in Castleford on September 9th, 2025 at 2 p.m. or 14:00. And I was in screen 14 and I was in row D and seat 5. Next one is Honey Don't, the new film that's directed by one of the Coen brothers. Or that is written and maybe I don't know, but the Coen brothers are heavily involved in the film in some way. Similarly to their previous film, Driveway Dolls, in which this film is in the same trilogy, which they have referred to as the Lesbian B-movie trilogy, and this is the second film in that trilogy after Driveway Dolls. Who knows what the third one might be? We'll have to wait and see in like a few years or something. Maybe it could be a film that ties both Honey Don't and Driveway Dolls together, or maybe it'll be a film with a completely different premise, but like still have lesbian themes in it and be a B-movie-esque, be a low-budget film similarly to this and to Honey Don't and Driveway Dolls. The film is rated 15. I saw this at Cineworld. No, not Cineworld. Silly me. I saw this at View in Castleford on September 10th, 2025 at 11:30 a.m. Or as it just says, 11:30. And I was in screen 13 and I was in row E and seat 8. And the next one and the last View ticket that I'm going to be showing in this update is Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, which is rated 15. I saw this at View in Castleford on September 15th, 2025 at 13:10 or 1:10 p.m. And I was in screen 3, row H and seat 8. One thing I've noticed with the films I've seen at View Castleford so far, all of them except for one have been films distributed by Sony Pictures, like Materialists, Spinal Tap 2, and Caught Stealing have all been Sony Pictures films, with the one exception being Honey Don't, which was released by Universal Pictures. And onto the last cinema ticket that I'll be showing in this update, which is The Roses, which is rated 15. I saw this at Cineworld in Wakefield on September 17th, 2025 at 12:30 p.m. and I was in screen 5, row J and seat 9. So that concludes this update and a good start to my time going to View in Castleford. I hope that View in Castleford continues to thrive and continues to have a good future ahead of itself and continues to show many films for many years to come. Like what Cineworld in Castleford did between 2003 and 2025. Hopefully it could even last longer than that. Like maybe it could go on throughout the 2040s and 2050s and obviously hopefully the 2030s as well. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, and hoping it lasts beyond all of that. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It depends on how things go with, all the stuff that's happening. But View doesn't seem to be in any trouble of bankruptcy or anything at the moment, like what Cineworld was prior to that closure. In fact, I think we should be more concerned about the future of Cineworld. I think we should be more focused on the future of Cineworld in general. Like what could happen to the Wakefield, Leeds, Sheffield, and so on locations. But I guess we'll just have to see in the future what happens. Maybe they'll bounce back. Maybe they'll go into full-on bankruptcy and their locations will end up being acquired by other chains like View, Odeon, and or maybe even smaller chains like The Light or even Omniplex Cinemas, which is an Irish cinema chain that recently came into the UK and recently started opening up some locations in the United Kingdom. So with all that said, that concludes this update, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and see you later!